Welcome to Love Her Podcast. I am your host, Nicole Aimee Schreiber. Our podcast is brought to you by Love Her Feet, the porniest, fetishiest. You know what? Every single time I do this, I can't get my words out right. The fetishisty? You get it. Foot site on the internet for foot porn. So if that's your thing, go to loveherfeet.com. And if push-up bras are your thing, head over to @NicoleAimee on Instagram, because this bra is a lot of padding. Today, we have a very special guest. She's very cool. We were just chatting. She's got a real Billie Eilish vibe, and I'm kind of obsessed with her. Her name is Chloe Cherry.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
Hi. Look at, you're just chilling. You are just made yourself right at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of comfy to sit like this. And
Oh, absolutely. 1,000% comfy to sit like that. I sat like that as a child all the time, and my mom would always be like, sit like a lady. I'm like, I am a lady.
Yeah, I don't really get that. I always like to man-spread.
I'll man-spread the shit out of anybody.
Yeah,
I'm like, I need to let this pussy breathe,
on
you know?
the bus, on the subway. Just in my own house.
Yeah, all the time. Like, why keep it together?
Yeah.
So how was your day?
It was good. Today I woke up and just shot content all day long, which is pretty much what I do every single day.
Okay. What do you do when you wake up in the morning to get ready to do content?
I basically just wake up, and usually the first thing I do is I wake up and I'll hit my vape, take a drink of water.
Weed vape or
like
cigarette, a nicotine vape. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you Juul? Is that your thing? Is that your vape of choice? You would Juul? Okay.
Yeah.
You're hip.
That and any of them really.
Okay.
And then I'll go on the app called TikTok, and I'll just see what's going on with the teens.
Do you TikTok?
Today. Yeah, I love TikTok. I have so many TikToks. My TikToks aren't really they don't really inform you of anything. It's mostly just me dancing and stuff, but I love the app TikTok. So I'll get up and I'll go scroll through TikTok, and it'll just kind of put my brain in this weird place, and it'll either make me really mad at I'll just be like, God, where is this world going? Or I'll be like, oh God, it's gonna be so much better. I love Gen Z. And
what makes you think it's gonna be better?
Well, just sometimes the teens on TikTok, they just have some of these ideas and opinions that are to me really cool. I'm like, oh, everyone's really laid back. That's kind of I think that would be helpful if people thought that way. But then sometimes they'll say some stuff that's just some crazy shit, and I don't know, teenagers are weird, and they're all over TikTok.
Don't you think that in some ways kind of TikTok makes us all narcissists in a way? I think social media kind of makes us narcissists. We're the subject of our own life. Yeah. Rather than just out experiencing our lives. Everything is this premeditated thought of, what are we doing now? What can I do at this moment? Or how can this, random life event that I'm experiencing be captured, put online, and then how is it going to be perceived by someone else?
I honestly love it, because I'm just I love knowing things about people, and learning different little things, and just figuring out what people think in all walks of life. And I love it. TikTok is super weird. People will post just the weirdest things. There's so many videos that are literally just people stating their opinions, and I think it's great, honestly. I think we live in a great time. I think that it's super cool that you get to go online and just see how many people relate to you, but then you also go online and you feel like your life is shit because it doesn't look like this other person's life. Yeah. So
compare and despair.
And bad. Yeah, it's good and bad, but I don't know. I find many ways to enjoy it.
Yeah, the emotional cutting aspect of social media is just, it's I just judge myself to sleep every night. It's a downward spiral constantly. Are you voyeuristic on TikTok and social media, or are you out there sharing your opinions and perspectives?
No, I don't ever put my opinion on TikTok, because there's too many teenagers on there, and teenagers scare me.
Why do they scare you? I mean, they scare me too.
They're so bad.
They're ruthless.
What's wrong with them?
I'm telling you, I will walk down an alley in Hollywood and risk getting raped before I will let a teenager just eradicate me online. They're ruthless.
They're the worst, and they have just such heavy opinions, and they have so much time too.
So much. That's all and especially now, like,
yes,
more time than ever.
Dude, oh my god.
There's nothing more dangerous than a bored teenager.
Oh my god, they will, and now with like the internet, like they will just research the hell out of things and just form these crazy opinions, and they're so convinced that they know more than any person that's ever lived. And no matter how many times you try to tell them, like, oh, this is actually just how youth works, like every generation does this, like they always think like they're gonna be better than the generation before, they don't believe you. They're like, no, Gen Z is gonna change the world. And I'm like, really? Because boomers said the same thing, Gen X, it's all
everybody
the same
thinks
thing.
They're gonna say things.
It's everything. Life is incredibly cyclical. Like it's not really, it's
1000%. Like wait till you get to your 30s and life just beats you down until there's nothing fucking left of you.
Wait till you get to your, I try to tell them, like, wait till you're 19 years old. It doesn't seem that far from 17, but the shit that can happen to you from 17 to 19,
it's an insane jump.
It's
insane.
Crazy.
Insane. Like, if you think about who you were when you were 15 to who you were when you were 20, it's like
oh my God.
Crazy. And then like 20 to 25.
Yes.
And then 20, it's maddening. And it's the fact that these kids think they know shit. I'm like, you don't know shit, but there's nothing you can say to convince them. Nothing. They're impervious.
Dude, they literally think that, and because all these kids are like just at home, like not at school, like literally just sitting at home, like on TikTok and on the internet, and like they're just forming these crazy opinions. Like my least favorite one was the time where all the TikTok teens decided that they were gonna like rally against Pornhub to get all of Mia Khalifa's porn deleted.
What?
And I was like, I didn't know how to comment and try to explain to them how contracts work. Because then they would like say some crazy shit.
They would come for you. They would come. They would try to get you canceled.
Oh, I don't even like. There's no amount of. There's literally nothing you can do right now. And that's another thing I was thinking. Like these kids are like 16 years old. And they're just like, you need to be canceled to like every single public figure.
Oh, they want everybody.
Everybody needs to.
It's not the right or the left that wants to cancel people. It's the fucking kids.
Yes, it's
they're the problem.
They're so awful. And like,
I like people who support Trump before I like kids.
Oh, I just...
Kids are the worst.
That's
not true. If you support Trump, you're a monster. Seriously. Like,
but I just kind of want to explain to them, like, dude, you've never even had a job in your life. How the fuck would you feel if some fucking 15-year-old decided that you were no longer worthy of making money just because of something you said 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago? And, like, these kids don't comprehend what it feels like to be an adult that needs to have a job and something. Like they completely don't comprehend it, and they're just like, no, you need to be canceled. I don't care what the fuck happens to you, just go blah 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 blah. And it's like, holy fucking shit.
Holy fuck.
Like I can't wait until you're 21 years old and life kicks you in the
balls.
face.
Oh yeah. Like, I can't wait till you get to 30 and you are just a puddle of a human being.
And it's coming so much faster than they think. Like, when they're, like, 17, they act like they're never going to be 21. Yeah. Oh. It's literally basically tomorrow.
So we hate teenagers, so what else?
We hate teenagers. Okay. So, you don't see yourself as a teenager at all.
Canceled. Remember your bra thing?
Oh, so the whole getting canceled thing. I'm a comedian, and it's now stifling my creativity and what I'm willing to say, because now anytime I write a joke, I'm like, is this gonna be the joke that ends it all? Like, do you have a fear in like porn? I mean, you're really fucking putting it all out there in porn.
I like to think that I was canceled the day that I put my pussy on the internet.
Yeah, I mean that is a deep statement.
I don't know.
Did you have that thought before you did it? Or is this in hindsight you're saying this?
No. I just like, I'm just kind of like a fetishist. Like I like to do things just because it turns me on, so I didn't really care. But like, I don't know, I like to think that as like someone that's getting like fucked in the ass for a job, that there's not many things I could do that would be worse. But I feel like comedians have it pretty bad. Like for some reason, people just really like to get rid of them.
Yeah, I think it's so funny that people are holding the comedians to this incredibly high standard. Yeah. I'm like, I tell pussy jokes, okay? I am a disappointment to everyone in my family. Don't listen to what I say. I promise you. It doesn't matter. Oh my God,
and I hate when they just go on, they're all bothered by you, and it's like, dude, just close the damn laptop.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't understand. When people are upset about what you're saying, you came to my page.
Dude, just put your iPhone, just press the lock button.
Yeah, also,
and I'm
like,
gone.
you don't need to come to my page.
Yeah,
also,
block me.
you don't need to type what's in your head.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be said. It's amazing how much people think their opinion on things matter, both good and bad. Like, I love it when men go online and they're like, I'll post something that's like deprecating, and a man will be like, oh wait, hon, you're beautiful. I was like, motherfucker, I know, okay? I'm awesome, but I can make self-deprecating jokes.
Yeah.
And then also people, will just shit on you for whatever fucking reason they want to shit on you for, I've been called a horse-faced Jew girl on multiple occasions. And I'm like, you know what? You're not wrong. They did say I was skinny too. So I was like,
oh my God. Dude, people keep telling me to like eat a burger, and like I eat a lot, and I'm just kind of like, wow, like I can't believe that I like eat as much as I do, and people still think that like one burger is going to like change my body.
Yeah. You're like, listen, I know you struggle with eating and it just immediately making you not what you want to look like, but I can.
Yeah.
That annoys me too.
So much.
So you were saying that you basically got canceled the second you put your pussy on the internet.
Yeah, I feel like that makes people like think you're crazy. Like I always say there's a big difference between a person that would do a porn and a person that wouldn't do a porn.
What's the big difference?
It's just that you would be in a porn, like, like there's just this big difference in a human being that would like willing to like get naked and have sex on camera, because most people aren't.
Do you, before you ever did porn, did you ever have judgments of people who did porn? Were you ever like, because we're all taught like, be modest, don't be nude, your body is this sacred temple, take care of your body, like don't just give it away.
Because when I was like a teenager, I was so obsessed with porn, and like I would fantasize about the idea of being a porn star, but for the longest time, I always was like, no, I'm not actually gonna do that. Like, I can't actually do that, because the way that like the way it's like portrayed in so much media is that like when you do that, like something bad happens, or that you're like that it can make you involved with bad people. But then once I got older and social media became like Twitter and Instagram became really prevalent, and you can like follow porn stars and see what their actual life is, totally changed my mind. Like completely changed my mind. I was like, oh, these girls are just like hiking and playing with their dogs, and they have boyfriends and husbands, and like they're just people and then they just have a job, and it like completely changed my mind.
It humanized them.
Yeah, totally. Like that's what I love social media for, is that it can like, you can really put your real self out there.
Yeah, you can pull the curtain back on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I think in a way on social media, we're all putting our best fake foot forward. No one is just, no one's going online being like, I'm having a fucking horrible day. Nothing has worked out for me.
Honestly, sometimes.
Sometimes they do. And those are the moments where I'm like, yes, give it to me. I like, whenever I'm an empath. So the second I see someone like having emotions, I'm like, I want your emotions. Like,
Really?
give it to me. Oh
Whenever
my God.
someone's like posting about some like crazy shit, I always put them on mute.
Oh, really?
Like some crazy shit. When they like go on their story and they're just like crying, they're like describing this thing to you, I'm just like, you're gonna be like over that soon, and I don't know,
I don't like it when it's a narcissistic thing where it's like they're just having this like histrionic episode where they're just like, oh me, I'm going through it. But it's like, I don't know,
they're
it's like
crying on their story.
Yeah, and it's like,
crazy.
I mean, don't go fucking balls deep with it, but like just, like, I don't know, it's like one of those things where it's like, just be fucking real. Like, I just want, and that's one of the things that I've loved about doing this podcast is people who work in porn are so fucking real. Like, it's just, you guys are doing the rawest, most real thing someone can do. You have no addiction to what society wants you to do. You have you're not subscribing to the way anyone lives their lives. You're like, I'm doing life on my terms, my way, and it's fucking amazing. It's so inspiring. I mean, if I wouldn't literally put my mom in a grave, I would do porn in a second. Like,
but you gotta think, a lot of people have said it to me, and like, it's not like my parents like don't hate me, like about they don't hate me, but they hate the fact that I do porn, and like I don't know, I think that anybody could do anything, and if anyone has a problem with it, that's their problem and not yours. Yeah.
Well, I am like cripplingly codependent, so that's just not like I care way too much what everybody thinks about me because I want love. I didn't get enough when I was younger, but that's another story. What do you think it was that drove you to porn, truly, like on a deep psychological level? Like, what were you craving about it?
I really think that so where I grew up,
Where'd you grow up?
in like Pennsylvania, like outside of Philadelphia,
Okay.
there was like there was like this big mindset of like saving yourself for marriage and stuff.
Yeah.
And like always thought that was the dumbest fucking thing in the world. Just like and people would always be like, "Oh, I'm not ready for sex and stuff." So like I just had like very like I did have sexual experiences, but not as many as I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So it led me to watching a ton of porn.
What were your parents like when it came to like sexuality?
Dude, actually, I remember one time when I was a kid, my brother asked my mom, he was like so young, he was probably like 8 or something, 7 or something, and he says to my mom, and he goes, "Mom, what's a blowjob?" And then my mom goes, God, it's so disgusting. It's when you like puts their private parts in your mouth. It's so disgusting. It's literally this,
And you're just like,
yeah. Yeah, as a kid, I was just kind of like, why is that like so disgusting? But like, that was like the only thing that I know about like my mom's sexuality is that she thinks blowjobs are disgusting, and I think it's the most normal thing in the
yeah,
world.
my mom thinks they're disgusting. I think it's just
Yeah.
like
So weird.
the older generations.
I just think
like
what my mom's been married twice, and I'm just like, how?
well, that's because she doesn't give blowjobs. She'd be married once if she gave blowjobs. God, that's how you keep a man. You suck his dick every morning. That's not true. I did that and it didn't work out. Still do that. Still not working out. I am single. But I think a lot of times when people come from like a very like sexually repressed home,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like when you repress anything in a child, you know, a lot of people come from homes where it's like no junk food. You're not allowed to eat junk food.
And then they become obsessed with junk food.
Like I remember when I got to college, the kids who like grew up and like never partied, the second they got to college, they were like fucked
They
up.
would
Like
literally do fucking meth.
just like crazy. I'm like, you can't go from doing nothing to like blowing lines of coke out of a girl's asshole. Like it doesn't work like that. Like you need an in between.
Yeah.
And so it's like those people, it's like, but I feel like I grew up, my mom's a nudist. Like I grew up in like a very like,
oh wow.
I grew up in like a very open, you know, Jewish home where everybody talked about everything. You know, sex was something that was discussed. You know, I knew what a penis was. I knew what a vagina was. My mom, and when she told me, she was like, don't tell kids at school. And like the second I got to school, I was like, guys, that's a dick. And I was like, it was the most thrilling thing in the world to me. And so I was like that, like horny kid, like right off the bat. Like I was humping fucking everything. Like I caught a corner on a sofa one day and that was the end of it. I was just like, I'm gonna hump. Literally, sofa cushions, the best thing to hump.
Yeah.
Were you a humper?
Yeah, that, and I also have just been like, I started masturbating. I can't even remember how young I was. I don't know if that's like weird. I feel like I've always, just my whole life, just always since I've been alive.
When you started masturbating, you just used your hand, or did you like?
I just use my hand.
I'm gonna be honest, and I don't think I've said this on the podcast yet. But I can't masturbate with my hand. Fuck! I've already said it.
Wow.
I can't do it.
Damn.
Cannot do it. I've spent hours down there. I mean, fucking hours. I have callus that will never go away on my hands from how much I've masturbated. I try. I can't. Second I get a toy, I'm like, ding, ding, ding.
You see, I can't masturbate with toys.
Why?
Because they just don't feel like a real dick. And the whole time I'm just thinking, like, the fuck? This is not sliding in the way it should. Like, a regular dick would feel so much better. I mean, I can do, like, a vibrator, but not like a... I really don't like those like veiny dildos because it's always just
those are such a caricature of a dick. I'm like, what? That's just so ridiculous. Yeah, and it's so hard. You're like, no dude has a boner that hard.
No
like,
dude has
no
just
chance.
like fucking bulging veins on his dick. I mean, maybe a few, but I've seen a lot of dicks.
Yeah, and none of them look like that. Yeah,
bulging veins.
Yeah,
that's like on the arm.
Yeah, like arms have veins. Unless someone's like fisting you, maybe they want the dick to look like you're fisting you. I don't know. But they are some of the dicks. I'm just like that is just not a dick.
Yeah, and usually they're just like. I don't know, even the ones that are like, it feels so real. I'm just like, it doesn't feel anything as good as a dick. Like, I guess I like to, it makes me horny to like make videos with dildos, but not to just use them like by myself, really.
When you're doing your content for what are your like platforms? OnlyFans. Man, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What the hell
Super
would
great.
the world do without OnlyFans right now?
Dude, I don't know, and it's also like crazy to me how many people are like on OnlyFans, like people that thought it was crazy that I was doing porn are like now on OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, to me that's the same thing, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like everybody's fucking on it, and like it
Yeah.
exploded during quarantine. Like it is the
Yes.
biggest thing ever. Like I have friends who like started doing OnlyFans because they're like, fuck, I don't know how else to make money.
So many people.
When you are making content for your OnlyFans, what are your most like popular requests? Like, what are your fans? What's the go-to thing that you do?
I really love doing like peen squirting and butthole gaping, and I like to do like clothed masturbation, like when I masturbate with my clothes on. The term is come on clothes. I really like that search
Come
term.
on clothes. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I
you
love
learn
it.
something new every day, you know?
And I like to do like stepsister play and like stepdaughter play and like daddy talk and like I just love stuff that's just horny and just like fetishy.
Yeah.
And like I really like stuff that's like taboo and like I love like the stepsister stepbrother
That's
thing.
like that. It's like the fetish that gets you there.
It is like my favorite like porn fetish. My fetish that really gets me there is like the impregnation fetish.
What?
Like I have like a fetish for like the idea of someone getting me pregnant, but I don't actually want to like get pregnant.
That's so wild.
Oh my god, it literally drives me crazy.
That's the most insane thing to me. You're just like having dreams of like pulling the goalie. Are you on birth control?
Yeah, I'm on birth control and I have a hella Plan B at my house, and
I love you. She's got like a vending machine of Plan B. She's like, I'm gonna get a quarter. I gotta get one of these. There's no more quarters left.
So like basically
you have it. What is it? Like, what is the fantasy about it? Like, is it?
It's just, it sounds weird, but I just like the idea that like I just really like being like dominated during sex, and to me like the idea of a man just like dominating me and just like coming inside me and like getting me pregnant, and just like then I'm like pregnant with his kid, and I just like that's so dominating to me on like another fucking level.
Like, are you like when you're fantasizing about it and you're thinking about it, are you putting yourself like into the shoes of the sperm and you're like swimming through the dick, you like get
No,
out into the vagina, and then you're like, where's an ovary, you know?
I'm just thinking about like the idea of like how much it would fuck up my life.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Like it's just
that's like a level of destruction that's
like I have this like it just weird fetish for like I just want like a really like bad boy to like
just
get me pregnant,
blow a gnarly load in you and make a baby,
and just like get me pregnant.
Like Mr. Wrong, like the wrong person.
Yeah, just like it's so bad.
Oh my
but,
god!
like,
do you like comedians? Because I can introduce you to horrible people.
I
just
love
the worst
comedians.
No, I'm kidding. Male comedians are great.
Spent time with some great comedians. You know Louis C.K.?
Yeah.
I'm definitely trying to fuck him.
Yeah. Well, he'd fuck you.
Really?
Well, he'd want to jerk off in the plant first, and then he'd fuck you.
I'd love to watch that.
Yeah. It's so funny. There's like two camps on Louis C.K. People are like, what? He asked, you know? And I'm like, well, he did ask. Still very much creepy, though. But, I mean, he's one of those comics where it's like, he's so funny.
Yeah, he's really funny.
He's just undeniably the funniest person on the planet.
I've been listening to him, like, watching his stand-up for, like, so long. And, like, I've just always, for some reason, just clicked with it. Like, he's so funny. Like, and also, like, any time in my life when I've been like depressed, I always listen to Louis C.K. because he's like permanently deeply depressed for some reason.
Oh yeah,
he's so.
By the way, all
sad.
comics are like
Yeah.
you'll never meet a comic. I mean, I know that there's comedians out there like, you don't need to be depressed to tell a joke, and I'm like, If it's a good one, yeah, you do. Like, through all of my misery, I've written the best shit. Like, when I'm happy, I'm just like, butter? Who doesn't love butter? Put it on everything. Like, okay, great, I'm writing these fucking, like, inane, inconsequential jokes about a condiment. But I do love butter. You really can put it on anything.
Oh, I love butter.
That's the best. Butter.
I love grass-fed butter.
Yes.
It has a lot of B12 in it.
Yes.
So good.
I'm constantly throughout the day, like, thinking of foods that I can use as a vehicle to transport more butter into my face.
Oh,
like,
so just a lot of bread.
Oh my God, so much bread. Yeah. Rice cakes, crackers. I watched an interview where you said something about you have, like, a messy food fetish.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so I was like, I don't know if this is even okay to talk about. When I was, like, in high school, I would constantly, like, do that shit with food. Like, I loved to, like, take, like, cake or, like, a cupcake and just, like, rub it all over my body. Like, it's just, like, it was, like, a horny thing to me that I would do with, like, my boyfriend. And he thought it was so horny that oh my God. And we would, like, I would just, like, love to take, like, specifically, like, dessert food because for some reason it,
I mean, if you're gonna go big.
Yeah, it, like, it just comes up. Like,
I mean, maybe not carrot cake, but, like.
Yeah.
I'm like a good buttercream frosting.
Oh
like,
my God, yeah.
Like a red velvet.
Yeah, so I love, like, I've for the longest time been super into, like, I guess they call it, like, sploshing.
That's its technical term? Did not know that.
Is to be, like, have messy food play, and I just would love to, like, take, like, cupcakes and just, like, be disgusting with it. Like, I love the idea of, like, putting a cupcake in my asshole and then getting it fucked. Like, I love
Oh my
that.
God, that's so funny. It's like the poop meets the cupcake, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, that's what I'm gonna be if I went in the other hole.
Yeah.
Producer Courtney is giving me the signal. I have to take my shoes off at some point. If you want to join me in taking my shoes off.
Oh yeah.
There are some fans who, like, hate that I do this, like, premeditated thing about it. He's like, you need to be more subtle about it. I'm like, okay, I'm not a porn star. I don't do subtle, okay? I don't do seductive. I don't do subtle. On our Patreon, the guys want, like, foot stuff all the time.
Oh, I can
and
imagine.
I've got this character that I'm doing called the Insecure Dominatrix because they want me to, like, be mean to them. So I'm like, you fucking like that, you pieces of shit. And then I'm just like, are you okay with that, though? Is that, like, I feel like that's too much. Like, that's my vibe. Just, like, really sorry. I'm just such a people pleaser. I could never be a dominatrix. Okay, but wait, where were we? What were we talking about? Fuck. Food. Splashing. Okay. Here's my question. Do you ever get worried about, like, a UTI, BV, yeast infection? Are you ever worried about stuff like that? Like, let's talk about the logistics of food and sex.
Yeah, but I also sometimes think that I think that, like, stress is, like, is more bad for you than anything.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just, like, don't give a fuck. But that's why I said, like, asshole. Like, I don't really put my pussy that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I've done actually quite a few scenes where I put lollipops in my butthole. A lot of people like that a lot. But then one time I made this little clip for Twitter where I just, like, put cake in my butthole, and then this girl that I met on Tinder somehow found my Twitter and then replied to it like, damn, I can't believe I almost fucked this girl and her boyfriend. She's so fucking disgusting. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, I didn't even give you my Twitter.
I mean, leave it to a woman to internet stalk the shit out of anybody, okay?
Yeah, I didn't even give her my porn name.
You have a great porn name, by the way.
Thank you. I really like it.
Yeah.
I actually came up with it when I was at the farmer's market.
I mean, what a great place to come up with a porn name. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, excuse me, do you have any fresh succotash? Ah, Chloe Cherry. That's what I'll call myself. I love cherries.
Yeah.
Chloe, can you scoot over a little bit this way? I'm still in a block of your beautiful face.
Yeah, you got to get those peepers in there.
There you go.
You've got, like, the bluest eyes. It's, like, alarming.
Thank you. Sometimes I think that they're green.
They probably switch colors.
That's
because some
crazy.
blue eyes do that. Depending on what color you're wearing, they look different.
Yeah, that's kind of how they've been my whole life. Because sometimes in pictures, like, they look so crazy blue.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they look like a little less blue, but like, yeah, I feel really cool like having blue eyes.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool thing. And
I
you're
feel
tall.
like
Are you
it's
tall? You seem tall.
Yeah, I'm tall. I'm like 5'7.5". Well, it's weird because like the other day I was at the doctor's and they told me I was 5'6".
What? You're like you're gonna have to check that again.
But then like Google says I'm 5'7", but then like when I measure myself, I find like about 5'7.5" about.
Yeah. Well,
So
just
I
make it
don't know.
5'7.5".
Yeah.
That works for me. You carry yourself like a person who's 5'8". So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
like according to me, you're 5'8". So that's your new height.
I honestly like feel like I didn't even stop growing until I was like 20.
Yeah.
So
May I ask how old you are now?
I'm 22. I turned 23 in a few days.
Oh my gosh! Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Leo. Is that a Leo?
No, it's the first day of Virgo, August 23rd.
Oh, Virgo. I don't
Yeah.
know anything about Virgos.
Neither do I.
No, That's never been me.
Ooh,
Like,
horoscopes?
did you ever read horoscopes in the back of magazines?
Yes.
Magazines. What are those? Kids.
Yeah, back in the back of like 17 magazine. Yeah, I would read them, but like they never really made any sense to me. Like people say that like Virgos are like calculated, I guess. I don't understand. I don't really like horoscopes very much. I feel like they're wrong.
Yeah.
Like I think that it's like incorrect interpretation of old writings.
Yeah, I also think it's like they're saying things that are so broad. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that could apply to fucking anybody.
Yeah, and I feel like it's also just like incredibly like narcissistic to just be like, I'm a this, so that's why. And then people do like the Vedic astrology, and they're like, because when I was born at this time, and then you're this, and it's
This
like,
planet was here, and this house, and this rise. Yeah,
yeah,
look.
I don't really like
there,
it.
there has to be. I do believe that there is a component of science to it, but there's also like this like woo woo shit to it that
I
I'm
just
just
think
like
that all
no.
these things can be explained by like science and math, and then some people will say like, yeah, but spirituality is science and math, and then I say I don't care.
Yeah. That's a really good perspective to have
Yeah.
on it, because spirituality, honestly, is not science and math. I've done science and math, and I can understand it. Spirituality, I'm fucking confused.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
When you were growing up, what did you want to be?
I really I wanted to be like a porn star, but
No,
then
no, no,
my
no. Like
brain
when
was
you were like a
when I
little
was like
kid.
a little kid.
Yeah, when
oh,
you
I
were a
wanted
little
to be a
kid.
doctor.
You wanted to be a doctor?
Yeah.
Was there a kind of doctor you wanted to be?
Like I wanted to be like what's it called? I didn't have anything like super specific, but I remember in school we had to like do like a career day back in like middle school, and I did one off like she was like just like a family doctor, and like I went and like shadowed her and like learned all this stuff. I don't know, I really like the medical industry a lot.
Yeah, so do I. I was
I love
pre-med.
it.
I love.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's so fucking
I was like,
cool.
I'm gonna be a doctor, and now I'm just like, I love butt stuff. That was a real lateral move. Yeah, it's interesting to think about like what we wanted to be when we were little, and then what we
Yeah, I
ended up
also
being.
like wanted to be like a stockbroker at one point.
I thought you were gonna say stalker, and I was like, you said it. You were holding the a little long. I was like, that is some real shit.
Oh my
a
God.
stockbroker. Why a stockbroker?
Just because I was like so into like money as a kid. Like we didn't really have very much money, so I was just like so into the idea of just like dealing with money, and I just like love high stress environments, and like I love to like the way that it's like working on Wall Street and like being a stockbroker is like portrayed. It just seemed like
It seems like a
big
thing that you
money
love.
and big like you're just super busy and you make a bunch of money, and that's like what I want. But then when I took like economics in college, which I dropped out of, I was like, you know what? This is a lot of math.
Yeah.
And I'm really bad at math.
You're like, I like money and I don't want to count it.
Yeah, I don't want to. It's like they have you do like algebra to like guess how much money is going to be happening. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
So do you have a money manager?
No.
You should get one.
What is that?
Someone who will help you manage your money, because if you're not good at math, you should find someone who
But
is.
that's, to me, seems like a waste of money to pay someone to manage my money.
If you
Was that an
you can make a
accountant?
shit ton of money in stocks if you understand the stock market.
Oh, yeah.
Like there are people who do that professionally. You should get them in your life.
I should.
Yeah.
I should.
I'm just helping you. Like, I'm also a
That's a
life
good
coach in addition to being a comedian and the host of a podcast. I, starting
I
now.
love how everyone in LA just has so many jobs.
I don't. I'm actually not a life coach. I can barely function. Like, I would
Yeah.
never coach somebody in their life.
Talk to your therapist about.
What did I talk to my therapist? Oh, I started a new therapist today.
Are you going to share about your sexual journey?
Oh yeah. Producer Courtney wants me to share about my sexual journey.
Personal.
So, okay, you're bisexual, correct? That's how you identify. I'm trying to use the terms that the kids are using. I've always been kind of like just a tomboyish girl my whole life. Everybody's always thought I was a lesbian. Like,
Really?
all the time. High school, she thinks I'm a lesbian. I met her when I was dating a guy. She was like, no, she's a lesbian. My roommate thinks I'm a lesbian because I'm constantly on Instagram and I'm like, oh my God, look at this girl's body. Like, she's incredible. She's stunning. She is gorgeous. She's a goddess. And I'm like, I'm the girl on Instagram who's like, every girl, I'm like, you're beautiful. You're gorgeous. I love you. Oh.
Yeah.
Just because I think women, we're like magical, mystical creatures. And so more and more, I'm like, and a few years ago, like, I've had sex with a girl, I've made out with a girl, all that stuff, but it's just like I keep like coming back to guys, and ultimately those don't work out. So I'm like, well, maybe I am gay, like, or maybe I'm bisexual.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people are bisexual. I think it's like really common, and I don't know. I guess like when I was younger, I just basically like before I had ever really had any sexual experiences at all, I just remember thinking that like I was like I would be willing to do sexual things with like this person but also this person, and then I was just kind of like, then I'm just bisexual. Like I don't really try to like complicate it or like anything. I just say, or like I don't know, I just like I don't really try to like overthink it that much because so many people try to like gatekeep sexualities, and like I've known women that identify as lesbian and tell everyone that they're lesbian, but they'll still have sex with men.
Yeah, I have a friend like that. I was just talking to her today because I was talking to her about this today.
Yeah, so
and she's like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. She's like, and then the past year I've had sex with 3 guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, I know women that identify as straight that like barely have I think it's all fucking weird, and like I don't know, people just, there's this weird thing of like people like trying to like gatekeep like sexuality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I get that. I feel
where
that.
it's just like, oh, but you don't actually know what it's like, and like it's all this like stuff, and like I don't know, like people just try to be like, they just really think that like no one's like experiencing what they're experiencing, but I think that we're all like incredibly complicated and deeply flawed and interesting individuals, and there's no real word to describe what we like feel. Like there's no really words to describe anybody's sexuality. I think I don't really know why we put like labels on it at all.
The labels kind of feel limiting.
Yeah, no, they're incredibly limiting, and then it's just weird. I always like I just think that there's like really like there's no like there shouldn't be any labels. There's just like clothing that helps you present yourself as whatever you want to be, and then there's like sexual organs.
Yeah, it really is like that gender identity and sexuality, like the way it has evolved over the years, and the different range of expression that people are finding, and the different labels that people are finding, and the rejection of labels as well. It's been fascinating to watch that evolve. And it definitely I think that's one of the reasons why I'm questioning my own sexuality, because it's like, what is my label? What is my, like, I know my pronouns, but it's like, what is my sexuality? I don't necessarily know. I'm, so curious about it. And I'm like, is this the missing thing in my life? The fact that I have some sort of like block. And my friend Liz, I was talking to her about it, and she's like, when you see a picture of a beautiful woman, or if you see a woman, whatever, she's like, are you thinking to yourself, I want to be with her, or I want to be her? And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I think both. Like, I'm feeling both things. Like, I see someone who's beautiful, and I'm like, oh, I would like to look like her, but realistically, I know, like, I only look the way I look. Like, I can't do that. But then there's that part of me that just, I don't know, it's like, I just want to, like a girl with big boobs, I just want to, like, fucking hug her. Like, I just, like, there's something just, like, great about hugging big boobs. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't want to hug a pair of big boobs. They're, like,
they're great.
Oh my God, I always want to hug your big boobs. But no, I'm not hugging you right now because.
Right, come on, I'm coming in front of the camera.
Hold on.
Just so you can hug my big boobs.
Like, oh my God, your boobs really
They're
do
big.
you really do have big
They're
cans.
double D, baby.
Oh my
God.
Is that a hug or a cup?
That was a cup. I don't want to hug you right now because I want to social distance from you.
Okay.
But Jesus Christ, you have great boobs. I didn't know that about you. Guys, producer Courtney coming in with the jugulars. Please know that her brother is here watching the taping of this. So her brother just watched her get kind of gay with me. So we're figuring out where I am on the spectrum of things. And you might have just tipped me over the edge. Okay, guys, this has just been a whole ruse for me and Courtney to fuck.
Remember when Louis C.K. said, he was like, I'm 42, who knows? Maybe I'll do the second half gay.
Maybe. Like, fucking maybe. I mean, that's really, like, how do you, like, I don't know. And it's like, I'm a very, you know, like, free, open person, and I'm completely open to the idea of it, but it just sounds, like, daunting. You know, it's like, where do I even start to, like, especially now in quarantine, it's not like I can, like, go to a bar and meet a woman, and it's like, you know, it's like on the apps, I'll have myself listed as bisexual, and I never match with girls. Never.
It's because they always think that means you're just trying to get them to, like, hook up with their boyfriend, which is what I'm always trying to do.
Someone's projecting. So you have a boyfriend?
No. I do not.
Oh, so other people are trying to get you to hook up with them?
No. Basically, I have many boyfriends.
Okay, so are you polyamorous, or are you?
No, I don't want to say that because then the boys will know that I'm dating many, many people. Basically, I just love having threesomes, and I always have the guy, but it's hard to find the girl. I used to have a boyfriend, and we would have a lot of threesomes, and I just noticed that experience of, like, a lot of girls, like, were super not down for that at all. Or they would be like, I want just you. And I'd be like, yeah, but, like, it would be hornier if there's also a guy there.
I love that you're, like, pitching it. You're like, listen. You can have this, but then there's this.
Yeah.
What do you like about threesomes? I've had threesomes. They're fun. But, like, I would never be like, you know what I want to do? A threesome. And then the next week and be like, God, I have a real hankering for a threesome. Like, what is it that, like, brings you back to it?
I think it's just the fact that, like, there's just, like, so much going on, and it's like
you said you like a crazy environment.
Yes,
so
I do. Yeah,
you're like, it's like with stock market. It's like Wall Street. You're like, buy, trade, dick, pussy. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, like, I just love the fact that it's also, like, incredibly, like, impersonal. It's, like, just all about sex. Like, I've also had, like, one of the best threesomes I ever had in my entire life was with my ex-boyfriend and his best friend. It was so
By the way,
horny.
watching you relive it in your head
I
is so
relive it
special.
every day of my life.
Okay,
It
give
was
us
so
give us some, like, details of it. Don't go through the whole thing.
Okay.
Because you have to go to her OnlyFans to get the full story. So she's just gonna tease you with it. And if you want to know the whole story, go to her OnlyFans.
So basically, it was like, I just, like, so my boyfriend, his best friend was, like, a lot like him, and I really liked my boyfriend, so I really liked this dude that was a lot like him. It was, like, two of my boyfriend to me. And so it took some convincing, but then eventually he got him to come over, and it was just great because of, like, they basically just, like, we were on the couch, and, like, I was just, like, I think they just, like, switched back and forth to, like, each end, and then at one point my boyfriend got up to go to the bathroom, and then his friend just like fucked the shit out of me, and it was, oh my god.
Like, at no
so
point were
horny.
they both fucking you? Like, there was no spit roast? Like, what?
There was spit roast
Okay.
the whole time, and then my
Okay.
boyfriend went and got to the bathroom, and then his friend just like fucked me so good, and it was like so horny because if it was this person that I was like around all the time, but like I wasn't ever being sexual with them, and then suddenly just like fucking them.
I
like,
love how you describe
so
like
horny.
things as hot being as so horny. Like, it's like I feel like you have your own language for like how you describe, like, some people are like, it's so hot, you're like, it's so horny.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think describing things as horny is
It's
way
right.
better.
It's like, it's so dead on. I'm
Yeah.
I hope you know I'm taking that.
Yeah, do it. I think that should just be a shift in our language now.
Okay, or maybe just like our thing. Like,
Okay,
let's
yeah,
like
yeah,
okay,
just-
cool.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's our thing. Nobody can use that unless you go to our OnlyFans. No, her OnlyFans. Go to my Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, you should check out our Patreon, you guys. If you're loving this content, we've got all kinds of extra stuff. If you like the titty grab with Courtney, head over to our Patreon. There's going to be so much more titty grabbing. You never know. Might grab her ass. I don't know. Hold her pussy like a six-pack. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. Shit's going to get crazy over there. Patreon.com/loveherpod. So head over there. Also, if you have a foot fetish, head over to loveherfeet.com. I really think they should rename it .com. Like, I don't know why all porn sites aren't .com
.com.
instead of .com.
It has to be calm for the internet.
I know, but like, they have a .gov, they have a .edu. Like, why can't there just be like a relegated portion of the internet that's just like, you know, it's a porn site when you're going to it because it's .com.
.horny. You go
Yes.
to like
Horny.
Pornhub.horny.
Pornhub.horny and then horny, and then I wanted to say .com, but yeah. That's so I love that you call it horny. I mean, it's perfect.
It just makes so much more sense to me.
It does make a lot of sense.
Then like it's hot outside, you know?
Yeah.
Ask her about feet stuff and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. You said you like fetish stuff.
Yes, a lot of things.
I like to always like get into the head of a person. What is it that like mentally that happens to you when you're doing fetish stuff? Like, what is it triggering? Like, is it like reminding you of something from your childhood? Like, is it?
No, it's usually I just like to do things that just seem like wrong or taboo,
Okay.
like things that go against society in some ways that like I love to like pee and like do it like on camera and like do like putting people's like feet in my mouth. Like I'll do that with guys or girls as long as they're into it, and like
Okay, you'll put men's feet in your
Yeah.
mouth.
I do that in my personal life.
Homegirl, good for you. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, especially now in an era of no pedicures, men's feet are like nar.
Yeah.
You like that?
I do. Oh my god, my ex-boyfriend had like the softest feet ever. I would always.
See, that's not a usual. My
Yeah.
last serious boyfriend had like constant like toe fungus because he
Ew.
fought in Iraq and like it like
Okay.
permanently fucked up his feet.
Oh my.
And he always had
Trench
like
foot?
he always had crunch foot, like
French foot.
French foot,
Trench
foot. Oh yeah, trench foot. Yeah, he always had like just gnarly, like his boots would get wet and then they'd like boot rot. And then it just fucked up his toes permanently. And like I remember the whole time we were together for 2 years, and he had one toenail that was just like slowly falling off.
No.
See, and it's just like, so for me,
I-
every time I think of men's feet, I'm always like, oh, that. No. But like women's feet are fucking great.
Yeah, because women take care of their feet.
Yeah, we take care of our feet. Like men just leave the house willy nilly with flip flops on, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh
You
no,
can't
I would
just
never
do
put a guy
that.
that wears flip flops.
Yeah. Oh. Never.
Sneakers only.
Sneakers only. You cover those fuckers
Dude,
up.
oh my
okay?
god, if
Always.
I see like slides, like if you're like slides are one thing. Flip flops.
Flip flops, no. Slides, I can't even do slides. Like, I don't
Oh.
care. If you're going to get the mail, put a slide on.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. But don't emerge into public wearing a slide. Like,
Dude, I had this boy over from Tinder once who looked really cute, and then he showed up and he was wearing slides and a shirt that said that had Drake on it, and I was like, damn, you are a certain type of person.
yeah, you are making bad, bold choices.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck. You're
Yeah.
on Tinder. wearing
Yeah,
a
you're on
Drake
Tinder
shirt.
rocking a Drake
You're
shirt
meeting
and
up with
slides.
a stranger from the internet. Like, I don't trust you.
It's so real. Have you done a lot of foot porn?
Honestly, I've done hardly any for some reason.
Okay.
Like, I've done very little. Like, I would love to be on the Love Her Feet site, like, for porn.
Guys,
My
get
fans,
her. I'm a huge fan of hers. Get her
my
immediately.
fans always want me to do more foot stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know where, and I think Love Her Feet would be a good
You have
site
great
for me to
feet.
be on. Thank you. Yeah,
You
that's
have
what my
pretty big
fans
feet
think.
too.
Yeah, I mean, they're like size 8.
Yeah, I mean that's every girl who's come in here has like little like they look like she's had her feet bound for most of her life.
Can we see your soles, please?
Bare your soul.
They look so smooth.
Yeah, they do look really
Thanks.
smooth.
I try to,
Exfoliate.
yeah, what is that thing?
Pumice?
The pumice
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I just use one of those. It's great.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I miss pedicures so much.
I don't. I'm ready
What?
to never go back to a nail salon and never go back to a gym.
Wow.
I'm just done with that part of society.
I'm done with gym. I'm definitely
Yeah,
done with gym.
dude,
like
I'm-
I can just work out at home.
I could just
By the
work
way,
out at home or just
we
walk
need to
around the
talk about your
neighborhood.
workout regimen
Oh,
because you're skinny with a big butt.
oh, you know what I do?
What?
I walk about 8 miles a day.
Really?
Yeah,
Every day.
yeah. Sometimes I'll walk like 12 miles.
Courtney,
Sometimes
are
I'll
we
do
going to start
less.
walking obsessively? Okay.
Yeah,
Can we see this butt you're talking?
Yeah.
I'll walk from like Hollywood to downtown LA.
Not all the way, just, you know.
Like it just she's got like
Wow.
she's got it's a cupcake. Look at her cupcake. Wait, can I do this? Oh my god, it's amazing. She's got a rubber butt. You have a rubber butt. Oh my gosh, you have a great butt.
Thank you. I like
There's
it.
your on your Twitter, your not your
My header.
your header.
is my butt.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
feel like
but
people
wait,
like it.
but like the angle of your body, it's
Yeah.
just like this like beautiful like aesthetic. Like it looks
Yeah.
like it's art.
Thank you.
You know, that's what you were
I
going for?
Really liked that pose.
Yeah.
I like search Instagram high and low
Mm-hmm.
for like just interesting poses, and that was something that I found that I was like, oh, to like put your leg up and like shoot. It like creases your butt in like a specific way. I love it.
Do you know the photographer Mapplethorpe?
Oh yeah,
So
actually.
he
that's
shot
really
mostly
specific.
men. I don't even think he shot women, but like he study those photographs for inspiration. I think he's so phenomenal the way he makes a human body look.
Yeah.
Lots of like playing with lighting. Do you have a light kit besides the ring light?
No, I just have a really big windows.
Oh.
and that's it.
Okay. We
Yeah.
need to get you some fun lights.
Yeah.
We're going to oil you up, get you fun lights. You're going to
Yeah.
have a whole session. You can put it as content for your OnlyFans.
Yeah, get in like a kiddie pool covered in oil and then
Yes.
just like pee.
Okay,
and
by
then
the way, so this
throw
is
cupcakes
one
on
of the
me.
things that I want to do for our Patreon because I love food too.
Okay.
Okay. I want to do like foot fetish shit with like a baby tub, but just like
Yeah.
full of food. Like get a
Yeah.
baby, a little like baby pool, like pudding, just like so much pudding.
Yeah, I think dessert food is the best. It also comes if you're into like Roman showers, which is throwing up on a dick. It's the best to eat like sugary foods. They taste the best coming up.
Oh my God. FYI, I've Roman showered twice. I didn't know that's what it was called. One time was after I ate matzo ball soup.
Was it on accident? By
Yeah, it was accident. And I threw up on my then boyfriend's dick, and he was like, "Oh, look, I got matzo balls," because it was on his balls. I was like, "You did not make that joke." I was
Got
mortified.
him.
This is like when I was younger. We had just started dating. I liked him so much, and then that happened, and I literally got up and ran into my closet and hid in my closet. And he's like outside the door, and he's like, "Are you hiding in your closet right
He's
now?"
like, "I
I
know
was
you're
like,
in
"I'm
there."
so embarrassed." He's like, "I don't care." He's like, "That was actually kind of hot." And then another time I blew a guy and threw up Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, cute.
So,
That would be
Yeah,
nice.
but it's true. The sweet stuff coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
Delish.
If you ate if you ate like a bunch of birthday cake and then
Oof.
throw it up on a dick, that'd be so
Oof.
fun and
It's like having a
colorful.
birthday twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for my birthday.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this. We're planning your birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, I like to always end on a sincere note. Where do you want to be? You're turning 23.
Mhm.
Where do you want to be when you're 33?
I want to I want to own a something. Like I want to like buy like something that already exists and then turn it into, like, I want to, like, buy, like, like the company Sony. Like, I think that they could do a lot better, and I would love to, like, this is just me spitballing ideas, but I would love to, like, buy it and then, like, turn it into something better and then sell it and then just stop working. So that's, like, where I'd like to be, and then just buy one of those houses in the Hollywood Hills and then make it really nice and then sell it. And
So you want to flip houses and flip companies.
oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I would love to do that, but we'll see what happens. But that would be great if I was there. I would
So
love
you
to
see
do
yourself eventually moving out of porn and
that. I don't see myself ever really moving out of porn completely. Like, I love, like I said, like, I'm a fetishist. Like, I basically do porn just because of it makes me horny. And so I don't think I'll ever really leave it. I just think that I will definitely explore other avenues for sure. But I'll always be posting some sort of porn just to get me off.
Yeah,
Like,
it's your fix.
yes,
It's
I
your
love
horny
it.
fix.
I've just always, like, I swear I'm gonna always want to be posting porn of myself.
Good.
Always. Like, it's because I did my first porn like a week after I turned 18 years old. Like, I was like so fucking ready to just like be doing porn.
Just nut on camera.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just hoping that I'm just forever doing horny things and doing big things and just helping the world be, a better place.
Less judgmental.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And just more peaceful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of just want to be able to do whatever I want,
I like that. I'm there with you.
Yeah.
It's a good way to live.
It is a really good way to live.
All right, Chloe, tell our fans and your fans all the places you want them to find you on the World Wide Web.
So I would love it if you followed me on Twitter, which is at ChloeCherryXXX. And you can follow me on Instagram, which is at perfect_angelgirl. And you can follow me on OnlyFans, which is also perfect_angelgirl. And I hope to see you there, and I would love to talk to you.
All right, you guys, we will see you sometime soon with another fabulous guest. And as always, your fabulous host and your fabulous producer. And as always, thank you, Love Her Feet, for giving me the platform to talk about all of the times I played with my butthole.